Hi guys, welcome back. So, 1 month ago, when I introduced EH to you guys, I said that I think EH is the next NEO for me. I bought EH around 20 and it was the first time I recommended to buy EH. Now 1 month later, I have already 5x my investment on EH, and today I am very happy and excited to introduce you my next EH. I think it will be the next winner for me. It is at a very early stage, so I think we have caught it before everyone else. So that would be another hidden gem for us. Let's look at our winners today. Mesa Airline. It had a really big run up today, almost 30%, and breaking the 1-year high. And I think it's the first airline in this pandemic that can already pass the price before the pandemic. So that's a huge milestone for Mesa. This is a real breakout. Look at the volume. When I first recommended 2 weeks ago, we bought it around 6 to 6.5. So as of right now, after 2 weeks, we are up about 50%. If you want to know more about Mesa, you can check out my video before. Like I said last night, Mesa is quite undervalued and it needs to be at least double to be at a fair value, if not more. So congratulations guys. And if you have not bought in with us, it would be possible that it would come back down to back test and then continue the uptrend. So that would be another opportunity. It was really a great day for Mesa. I have not seen an airline stock to break out that much within a day, not driven by any news about the vaccine or the economy reopening. And right now we are slowly moving towards our next target. And our EH also did great today. During my live show on Monday, I said that EH would be a good to buy at $73. So if you have bought in after watching my show, then you should be up about 50% in 2 days. And same with Mesa. After the breakout to all-time high, it might come back down to back test. So around 85 to 100 would be a safer place to enter and open a position if you haven't. And Baidu had also broke an all-time high today. It was really a big milestone for Baidu again. It reached the top of 322 during the day. Okay, so now let's begin. Today, I want to introduce you a company called Luokung Technology, ticker symbol LKCO. It was actually first introduced to me by one of our Discord members, Russell, a few days ago, as well as helping me do research in between. The moment I started to look into this company, I got really excited. Although it's quite limited information to be found, I still see this industry very interesting. So I started to buy it on Monday when the market opened, around 67 cents, and I had shared it on the Discord right away, even though I had not finished my research, because I thought it was too good to be missed. So I shared it before I could introduce it thoroughly. And after we bought it, it just skyrocketed. It grew 12% on Monday, then another 33% on Tuesday, and today another 15%. So in the morning, we had basically already double. I talked about it on the live show on Monday, and in yesterday's video, I briefly said I have found my next EH, and I saw some of you had already guessed that it's this company. So not only there is lack of information online, but there is also political risk that I am unable to address. So now I think I'm going to introduce you this company and tell you about the risk behind it, and also I will tell you why I'm so excited about this company. So Luokung, it's a service provider that cover up this spatial temporal data in the worldwide, and the applications of this technology could be huge. Based on the full-factor non-slice map technology, we provide real-time spatial temporal computing and intelligent POI recommendation services for complex scenarios, combining persons, vehicles, locations, and things. So it means they are able to constantly receive massive amounts of data from the whole environment. And I mean every single thing, object, human being, and the road in the environment. Because we know the environment change all the time, and this is why they are able to collect and process this temporal data within the space according to different time and be able to process it in a fast rate. And because of this full vector non-slice map technology, they can provide a service to enable exclusive lane for autonomous vehicles. So to put it in very simple words, it means when the autonomous driving vehicle is driving on the road, and because the road is very complicated, it has a lot of things, objects, human, people inside the car, people on the road, other vehicles on the road, the traffic light signal, everything is changing by second. As we know, the road is one of the most complicated and fast-changing things, and that is one of the most difficult things to achieve autonomous driving. But what Luokung is doing is that they're able to process all of this data that's fast-changing, fast-moving at the real time, to process it so fast that they can send it back and allow the vehicles to respond on the road based on the real-time actions and the objects moving, the human moving, etc. It would allow autonomous driving to be much safer, and this will be the mastermind behind that will make a lot of decisions in the future. It took me a little bit time to understand this, but if I understand it correctly, their map is not based on the traditional method, which is visual and by slices. It is completely based on vectors. That's why it's allowing it to be processed very fast, to be generating the data very fast, and be able to communicate with the cars very fast. And this will regulate the vehicles on the road accordingly. This technology would allow the car to communicate with the road, and the cars to communicate with other cars by a lot of sensors in the future that will be everywhere on the road. This will allow the communications between many objects, many sensors, and allow the vehicles to make smart decisions on the road. And it's all because the Luokung technology would allow this fast speed of mapping the data, processing the data by the real time with the real situation with every single object on the road. So I think this is too important to miss as we are approaching more the autonomous driving. We know it will come to us sooner or later. We already have some robo-taxi testing drive on the road. So we know it's only a matter of time. And China is probably one of the most advanced in the world in terms of this, because the AI technology, it's growing very fast there. And this is a big strategy behind what the government wants to achieve. So they are supporting it unconditionally. Because what I just described, it's only for the autonomous driving. And there is so much more for this. It's beyond our imagination here. It's not just the vehicle communicating with the vehicles in the road. This can really expand to many other fields, because in the future, almost every single thing would have chips, would have sensor. This is what we call the Internet of Things. Basically, every single object would have sensor and chips inside, including human. You know, I have talked about this before when I briefly talked about Xiaomi, why I'm so bullish on Xiaomi, because the company has vision into building the smart home ecosystem, and it's also the Internet of Things. It is connecting everything together through technology. So I see this becoming huge because it's gonna affect our daily life a lot. Basically, everything you own would be controlled by you and the device. Through the internet, they can think on their own, they can function on their own, they operate on their own. And all of this cannot be achieved without the ability to process data in a very fast rate with extremely high precision base and real time. This is to point out their high definition of mapping technology. That is different than the usual GPS map that we use because of the high precision level and also the technology of using vector instead of visual to enhance the speed of data processing. This is going to revolutionize our life, I think. And that is not the only thing. Remember, I talked about I said that drone delivery would revolutionize delivery and it would change a lot about our daily lives, such as e-commerce, take-out delivery, etc. And I think it would need this technology to constantly process the data on the air traffic, the object, the environment, the Internet of Things. So this would also change the way of e-commerce into officially transforming e-commerce to new retail. Remember I talked about this? That I really want to get into the new retail space, the new retail sector. I think we need to expect the trend of new retail to come anytime. And by this, we cannot live without changing the way things come to us. And this is where the drone delivery would take into place. And where I think this kind of technology that Luokung has developed would be greatly in use. And it's not only the drone delivery, but also the air taxi, because we are expecting autonomous air taxi in the future, just like what Yihang is doing right now. And I do think they would need this kind of technology just as much as the autonomous driving on the road, except it's real-time process and mapping in the sky. And that is not the only thing. I also think what we also invested in, WiMi, would also be connected here because it would allow the hologram, the AR technology on the road to be widely used because of this technology. So it's really the technology that is connecting almost everything in my portfolio. Every one of my investments are connecting here. The AR technology, the autonomous driving for the EV, the drone delivery, the new retail, the smart home, the Internet of Things, the wearable device. So everything is connected together now. So now you see, that is why I am so excited about this company. And I was so happy when Russell introduced me this company. And the more I looked into it, the more it grew on me. Because I really see this company has such a big demand in the future. And probably not a lot of people had realized it yet. I don't even think the Wall Street had realized it that much. Maybe it's something that ARK Invest is overlooking. So their business model is similar to Palantir. They mostly work with large company, large corporations, or the government, because obviously that's their businesses. And I think they are one of the leading players in China and it's quite advanced compared to other competitors who are still small or startup based. They had signed multiple contracts ongoing with some large corporation. For example, the Yiting, the oil company, and they had partnership with Xiaopeng on the autonomous drive, as we all know Xiaopeng, XPEV. But I only see more and more contracts would come later, because I do think this industry is very early. So now that I have explained you why I'm so bullish about this, I need to tell you about the risk. First of all, I think you might still remember last month in January, on the 15th, as one of the last acts of Trump's presidency, Xiaomi as well as other 9 companies were banned from the US citizens. So that was one of the major concerns I had to introduce you this company, because I really have trouble addressing this political issue as I'm not a US citizen. I don't know what would happen if you would invest in this company. Are you allowed to, or what would happen? Do you need to sell it a certain time or what? So that was really my major concern. And also, if US citizens and US institutions are completely banned from investing on this company, it might lead to more beaten down for this stock. But our Discord members had shared a lot of information about this, because some of them are US citizens and they can buy the stock. And it's strange because it would vary by different platforms and different geographic regions. And some of the members actually told me that they had contacted the platform or the bank, and the bank would say the restriction would be lifted within the next 1 to 2 days. But so far, we are still not sure about this. I guess US citizens can really try it out to see what happened, or possibly contact the bank to ask for more details about this ban. And also, the second thing about this company is that the balance sheet is really bad. And because there are not a lot of updated information to be found yet, but we can simply see that in Q2 2020, their total revenue was 3.6 million with a year-over-year increase of 27%, but the net income was negative 9 million and minus 17.8% year-over-year. And their net profit margin was negative 257%. And then their cash on hand was 212,000 only. So this would mean their price to sale ratio would be roughly around 15. It's really not that high for a company at such early stage. And their net income and the cash issue, I think it's mostly due to their heavy investment into acquisition of different companies as well as their own technology development. I think both of this would require a lot of expense, so it would explain why they had such poor net income and such poor margin. But the good thing is, every time they release new share, they seem to be subscribed. Just like last week, they just released new share to raise fund of $5 million. And the news just came out today that they announced the closing of the 5 million direct offering. So that's for sure a good news, because it means in despite of the poor balance sheet, the institutions are still willing to invest in Luokung. So it would mean they see something. And as I said before, when a company has enough moat, it owns a core technology that's competitive in the industry. And when the industry is so early, it's in a sunrise industry, I wouldn't worry too much about the balance sheet, the financial situation, because they need to burn cash at this stage. It's not the stage to harvest yet. They are still planting the seed here and there everywhere in order to achieve what they want to complete through the integration of different relevant technology that they can connect together and put that in greater use. And that would explain their acquisition. So that's why I am really quite excited about Luokung technology. I think this company, it's connecting everything we have right now to the future. But because the industry is too early, a lot of people are overlooking it. They don't see it yet. I think the growth stage have not arrived yet. So we are investing into the future. And I think give it a few years, it will be explosive. We will see it used everywhere. It will be needed more and more. And the company is still quite cheap right now. Even after the quick run up these 2 days, it's still 200 million. It was 100 something million on Monday, but I think it's still quite cheap considering what they can do in the future. But at the same time, I need to remind you, this is a win big or lose everything stock. So you need to mind the risk and don't just think about the reward and forget about the risk. Because there is political risk, first of all, and there is the risk of investing a startup company. They can anytime disappear. So you need to mind the risk and diversify and only invest what you can afford to lose. It is a penny stock with big risk. But with that said, I still think this company is worth a shot because I'm not surprised to see it one day growing like the future of Palantir. And Palantir is worth almost 70 billion now. So if you want to give it a try, put in what you can afford to lose. So you don't need to worry about it and you can be calm when it has black swan news or something. It will be very volatile. It will be a lot of shaking, a lot of washing, a lot of up and down roller coaster. And right now it has gone up a lot in these few days. So the best strategy would be to open up a position and dollar cost average to reduce your risk. So that's it for this company introduction. I hope you like what you saw. And if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a big like and leave me a great comment. Tell me what you think about this company. And I will see you tomorrow. Guys, hope you can find my video helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a big like. Thank you.